Goa University has signed a MOU between Baltic Sea Research, Leibniz Institute of Baltic Sea Research, Germany, Warnemuende, and Goa University. In fact, a German delegation of 7 members, headed by the director of the research institution, has visited Goa University on 27th, and 28th morning was the MOU signing ceremony, wherein, as you all know, that Honorable CM and respected Minister for Environment also were present. And we have also, had an opportunity to interact with the Honorable Chancellor on one of the days. In fact, on Monday and Tuesday, that means on 3rd and 4th, the delegation had divided into different groups. They had gone to different schools on campus, Goa University campus, and interact with faculty members and research scholars to understand that, what is the kind of research they are carrying out as far as the urban seas are concerned. When I say urban sea, basically when you look in Goa's perspective, it is estuary and the coastal waters. Now, prior to this, on Friday, that means on 28th, after the inauguration, they had an opportunity to see all the facilities available in university. So they had visited all the schools, all the centralized instrumentation, etc., especially material characterization lab, remote sensing lab, and all the research park. All that facilities have been seen. Now, after the discussion, now we have come out with an umbrella topic, wherein the topic is urban sea. Under urban sea, how we could carry out research on microplastics, how we could carry out research on pollution, all that aspect. In fact, as far as an ecosystem study is concerned, there are 3 ways to carry out. One is in situ, second is satellite data, that means remote sensing data, and third one is numerical simulation. In fact, the faculty in Goa University, especially young faculty in Goa University, have never got an exposure on numerical simulation. Therefore, we had one of those delegation by name Professor Hans. He is a world-renowned numerical simulation person. So he was, was an added advantage for us to see that the faculty members are asking so many questions related to that. And I'm also happy to inform that, Professor Hans will be visiting Goa University in future for a period of 3 months under the visiting research professor of climate science, which Goa government has generously instituted in Goa University. So this is the way we are going ahead. Now there has to be a momentum for this MOU. For that, we have divided the activity into 2 different ways. One is that short-term activity, another is a long-term activity. In the short-term activity, all the faculty colleagues from Goa University in the science, the discipline, they would be interacting with the scientists in Germany in that institution, and of course from the universities, and identify that who would be their counterpart, and their problem would be combinedly, there is a proposal for a combined solution of that, and then ultimately we will come out with a major project, scientific project, wherein the faculty members of Goa University and those of the Leibniz Institute will be involved, and then the publication, and there will be exchange of students. In fact, I am happy to tell you that we have now postgraduate program on campus Goa University, wherein there is a research component. Last semester there is a research component. So those students who can always afford can go to Germany and carry out research, so that they will also get an exposure to the international arena, international research personnel, etc. So that is the whole idea behind this MOU.
So it will be urban seas in any particular area?
No, particular area means, see, we have, for example, when you say the Goa perspective, we have Mandovi Svari estuaries, and then we have the coastal region. But what happens is that, these 2 estuaries and the coastal region being a monsoonal estuary, you have large freshwater discharge to the, both estuaries as well as in the coastal region. And that carries lots of land drained pollutants and materials that actually degrades the water column. So therefore, these have been carried out on the basis of in situ observation. But now what we are trying to do is that through satellite, remote sensing, and through numerical simulation, how to carry out this study. For example, let's say carbon, the compounds are being transported during the monsoon season, where it is deposited, and how does it affect the oxygen concentration of the water column, ultimately how it affects the fish growth there, fish catch, etc. Because ultimately it's coming as a societal science, in the sense that how this would affect the income of the common man. Like there are many, in Goa, a large percentage of people are depending on the fishery resources. So how that affects. So that is the kind of approach we are envisaging.
How many researchers or students will be able to participate?
Now this is like how many, when you say that, see, first of all, we have to have a funding resource. Like when we submit the proposal, let's say combined proposal, if that amounts to like 2.5 or 3 crores, then we can always have a separate section for sending students to Germany and carry out that. That again, we have to have a guideline based on on those students who are getting high mark, or on the basis of intelligence or the bright students, etc. We will have some kind of a criteria, and then they will be sent. So how many, I won't be able to tell you now.
So it will be, they will study Goa's coastal waters, but
Also
Baltic Sea.
Correct, Baltic, yeah, because this is almost like, when you say that entire the coastal seas, I mean, of course, entire globe is like a village now. So what is happening here also can, not in the coastal waters, but the atmosphere also can, affect. Therefore, they would carry out a study vis-a-vis what is happening here with respect to Baltic Sea. That's also there.
And also AI sensors are being
Yeah. Because that is the need of the hour, wherein they have the data, or we have the data for the last so many years of data. That would be, like a repository. On that basis, the studies will be carried out, and then the data which is generated from the remote sensing method would be, the validated, and then finally the numerical simulation.
There is any time period, sir, for this research?
No, this is like initially when a proposal is submitted, it will be, let's say, for 3 years, or maybe extendable for another 2 years. That means 5 years. So within 5 years, you have to have certain objectives that could be met during this period. But on the base of output is coming out during that 5 years, can further facilitate you to submit a proposal on the base of the knowledge gap, because you find that this has been carried out, these objectives have been met, and what needs to be done further. So what is envisaged here is that a long-term interaction between German scientists and university faculty. Especially this is very important because in Goa University, almost 80% of the faculty are assistant professors. So getting an exposure, that means they are below 35-year-old. So getting an exposure to international scientists will certainly build their career. When they come up, when they climb the ladder of success, this will certainly be helpful both the university as well as the faculties. No, in fact, this is almost like, now we are planning in terms of an umbrella. Under umbrella, we have 3 different ways: in situ, satellite, and then numerical simulation. Once we start working on this, and then we will find that certain aspect has to be taken separately. So wherein a group of, let's say, some identified faculty from the Goa University, identified scientists from Germany, they will have. So likewise, many offshoots also can come out of this, and this is certainly going to help us in terms of the monitoring the ecosystem, or urban seas. That's why we put the the umbrella like urban seas. And let me also tell you, over a period of time, it may be possible even to develop certain sensors that could be used to monitor the coastal region, and of course atmosphere also will be there, and so that this will lead to something like a blue water economy, which the government of India is giving a lot of thrust on that. So that is also, ultimately that would it would lead to blue water economy. Whatever research we are doing will finally lead to that.
This will be especially relevant now, I think, when climate change.
Yes.
A topic.
Because when you say the climate change, see, I said about both the estuaries, Mandovi Suvari estuary, and finally, the title we have given is Urban Sea. From the study we carried out in the past, on the basis of in situ observation, we realized that there is a particular phenomena called trichodesmium bloom in the coastal water. These trichoderms in bloom actually are detrimental for the health of fish. Of course, if you eat the fish, then you will also be having. And it has got certain residence time in the coastal waters. It degrades, and then due to the tidal action, it can even come into the estuary. So all those things needs to be modeled. Numerical simulation has to be done so that we will have a perfect idea that what is happening, whether these detrimental substances coming inside the estuary, or what is the rate at which it diffuses. All those things could be studied.
So they affect even when you consume
Yes, there
fish.
are, yeah.
In Goa, Mandavi and Goa
Estuaries, because these are the, river. Estuary means what? The region where seawater and the freshwater are intersecting each other. So that is the estuary. But that changes based on the season. During monsoon season, you have large freshwater discharge. So it's almost like a freshwater pond, for example, Mandovi, during monsoon season. But once the monsoon recedes, then tide brings seawater inside. So those kind of activities are going on there, and that has to be modeled.
Any collaboration with NIO also, since they're working in similar?
NIO, see, actually numerical simulation, even remote sensing NIO, nobody is working. And NIOS is basically, see, that being a national institution, their thrust is basically the open ocean, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, all that. And a small, I think a small group of scientists are working on this simulation part, but again, not on the estuaries and coastal. Because being in Goa, and again, this university is basically to take care of the aspirations of the Goan society. So that way, it's our responsibility to see that these, the neighboring, like for example, estuaries, coastal waters are being studied and monitored, so that would be helpful for the population who are depending on the fish catch or anything, the resource from the coastal waters for their livelihood.
Any amount, sir, of funding which is
In fact, yeah, in fact, it's like I'm looking in terms of some few crores of rupees. That is the way it is. And there are sources like even Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. There is one Indo-German Science and Technology cell is there. They will also fund. And from Germany side, there is a DFG, similar to our DST. They have Government Deutsche Forschung Gemeinschaft, I think. Yeah. So that is there. So there are various options we will explore, and then from wherever we get the fund, that on that basis we'll start. This is like, that's what I'm saying, that MOU is signed, but that should always be live. So therefore, already we have initiated some work between School of Earth Atmospheric Sciences and that the institution. So that will go ahead. In between, now on the basis of interaction between our Goa University faculty and the scientists from Germany, new the ideas are emerging. So once that is all solidified, then put together we will have the proposal. And in fact, there is also another idea put forward by one of the scientists from Germany, that ship cruise, because they have in a year they have 4 cruises in Baltic Sea and then adjoining areas, that she is planning to club with this area also, so that identify some of the problems and then go ahead with it. That is long term plan. Like.
So from GU side, it's basically the school of.
No. Because see, the concept is that it is marine science, but it's not marine science. Rather, it is a science applied to that ecosystem.
Okay.
So we have microbiology discipline here. We have physics discipline here. We have mathematics. In fact, mathematics has a big role in numerical simulation. And we have electronics discipline here, as far as the sensor development is concerned. So likewise, it actually the faculty members from various schools will be involved in this. So that's the way it is. Because once they get an exposure, once they carry out certain study, through that study they'll get better ideas, and then for future course of action what should be done. So that is the way I envisage this MOU.
researchers will be from
Different school. Like for example, we have School of Bioscience and Biotechnology, School of Physical and Applied Sciences, School of Earth Ocean Atmospheric Sciences. and then School of Chemical Sciences. So in fact, yesterday closing ceremony, many youngsters from chemical sciences, biological sciences, physical sciences have come forward and then express their happiness in interacting with them, and ideas are being shaped. So that way, I am extremely happy because I have been looking for such a visit by them. I think it's the first time that any foreign delegation is coming to Goa University for signing an MOU, and then this kind of a research is going to be carried out.
Subscribe Prudent social media channel and press bell icon for latest notifications.